In Warhammer Fantasy, elves are basically the overachievers of the old world. They are impossibly graceful, annoyingly skilled, and fully aware of both facts. The High Elves glide around like they are starring in their own magical ballet. Wood Elves vanish into the forest to shoot you from angles that defy physics. And Dark Elves, well, they show up when someone needs to be stylishly stabbed. They live for thousands of years, which gives them plenty of time to perfect the arts of warfare, magic, and holding grudges. Especially grudges. If you ever feel judged by an elf, don't worry, you probably are. But they'll do it with such elegance that you might almost appreciate the experience. But we ain't here to talk about the elves as a whole. We're here for one elf in particular. Namely the elves who does the friendly fire at a rate unheard of. But hey, at least that storm vermin 100 meters ahead of the team got one-shotted. So that's gotta count for something. We are here for Kerillian. Kerillian is the wood elf equivalent of a sarcastic cat with a bow. She is nimble, deadly, and never missing a chance to remind everyone how much better she is than them. She'll save your life in battle, then immediately insult your technique. Between her pinpoint archery, mysterious Asrai business, and constant snark, she is the queen of making heroics look effortless and making her teammates feel mildly scolded in the process. And she's not just an archer, she is the archer. Kerillian could shoot the wings of a fly while simultaneously complaining about why she had to shoot the wings of that fly, and how humans should have learned to shoot them wings of them damn self by now. Her relationship with the bow is like Solspire's relationship with shouting scripture. It's fundamental to her identity and fully unstoppable. She is one of the elfiest elf to ever elf. Kerillian embodies every elven stereotype ever written, but with just enough charm to make you think, yeah, alright, she can call me a hairless monkey again. What you can expect whenever Kerillian is around is sarcasm so sharp it counts as bleed damage, a smugness so potent it should be classified as a ranged weapon, and a general disdain for humans that somehow comes off as endearing, and moments of sincerity so fleeting you wonder if you hallucinated them. Kerillian is like the friend who roasts you constantly but also resurrects you 6 times per mission. And let's be honest, if you're the person who gets down 6 times, you deserve some criticism, and Kerillian is happy to oblige. She also has some deep lore stuff going on with some tragic backstory energy and some obvious spiritual / psychic forest nonsense. Is she going to tell you about it? Well, no. She will, however, whisper ominously about the forest, mention Athel Lauren like it's her ex she's totally over, and insinuate that your lifespan is way too short to even bother explaining anything to you. And honestly, she kinda right. But enough about her roasting capabilities and vague backstory. It is time for some career choices in Vermintide. Kerillian's careers aren't just gameplay classes. They're snapshots of her mental state, or as Barden would say, whatever mood the pointy-eared lass is in today. And where best to start than the... This is Kerillian at her baseline. She's smug, sharp-eyed, and ready to one-shot specials before you even hear them. This is kind of a double-edged sword, since you won't see the specials dying, you'll only notice that you took some form of damage, most likely from an arrow in the back, but you'll be thankful nonetheless when the score screen says, final count 42. And then them backshots ain't gonna feel so impactful no more. She has arrows for days, renewable health because elves are just better than humans, and 80% of her damage is dealt while the team is busy picking up loot, blinking, or turning around because they took damage from behind. This is Kerillian when she's feeling noble, disciplined, or in an especially don't touch me human mood. She dashes everywhere, like literally everywhere. It's like she's allergic to standing still. And while dashing, she will sometimes, if she's feeling generous, revive you mid-dash and continue running like she's late for an elven meeting. Her combat style is basically stab and slide, and sometimes slide and stab, depending on the enemy present at the time. She also plays the objective faster than Kruber can say, "Oi!" This is Kerillian at her most feral, unhinged, and emotionally honest. You can't see me? Good. You don't deserve to. Followed by the sound of a Chaos Warrior's spine being snapped. This is the Kerillian you pick whenever you feel like embodying the Black Veil Brides, 3 Days Grace, and Ghost all in one. We go full goth mode, and you're gonna well enough deal with it. Which in-game translates to stealth into backstab into why the hell did the boss just lose 50% of its HP? And all problems can and will be solved with knives. Anything else is overrated, and at the end of the match you wonder if the amount of DPS a shade can deal is even legal. Now, I do not own this version of Kerillian, but I will do my best to explain what it feels like to have one on the team. Basically, I've embraced nature, and you should try embracing competence. Sister of the Thorn is Kerillian in full forest mode supremacy glowing green, throwing magical javelins and reshaping the battlefield like she's landscaping out of spite. She is part druid, part sass elemental, and fully convinced she's the only one in the party with a functional brain. A serene forest priestess who is still absolutely done with everyone's nonsense. She controls the battlefield the same way she controls conversations. Completely. And now for some couples counseling featuring the Uberschreik 5. Kerillian treats Soulspire like he's a walking, shouting, cautionary tale about the dangers of human aging. Soulspire in turn treats Kerillian like she's personally wrote the script for Chaos. Their dynamic is as follows. Roast battles so intense they may inflict friendly fire stress damage. Two judgmental personalities trying to outjudge each other. And mutual respect that neither will acknowledge, because that would ruin the vibe. It basically unfolds like this. Your beliefs are ridiculous. Well, your entire species is a heresy. And yet, put them in a tunnel with 50 Skaven and suddenly they're covering each other's flanks like an old married couple who loudly deny everything. Kruber is kindness personified. Meanwhile, Kerillian has the emotional availability of a cactus. Their dynamic is Kruber tries to be friendly because he's just that guy. Kerillian responds by insulting him in 3 different dialects. Kruber smiles anyway because he's too wholesome to notice malice. And she low-key respects his strength and consistency, and rightfully so. Kruber is just the best. And he might be the one human she thinks is acceptable to keep around. For now. Which is a massive achievement in of itself. He's the only person she can ruin emotionally and still get a genuine good job Kerillian afterward. If they were roommates, the apartment would catch fire twice a week. But hey, that is part of the fun. Their dynamic is chaotic energy squared. Kerillian senses Sienna is one bad day away from going full wizard nuke. Sienna, on the other hand, senses Kerillian is one sarcastic comment away from doing something deeply unwise. And both are valid points on the graph. They share a kinda weird aunt and feral niece energy, which is kinda cute and kinda frightening. Battles usually devolve into synchronized murder sprees with extremely unhelpful commentary. Each one thinks the other one is unhinged, but they both find it fascinating. This has to be the healthiest relationship Kerillian has in her entire life. Their dynamic is they tease each other, but it's playful, not hostile. Bardin respects her skill, Kerillian respects his grit. They bond over making fun of the humans, which makes sense since there are 3 of them. And Kerillian actually trusts Bardin, which is saying something about his character as a whole. If Kerillian had a best friend, it's him. But she'd absolutely deny that, while massacring a stormvermin patrol to save him. In summary, Kerillian is the living embodiment of the phrase, "I'm not saying I'm better than you," but, like, you already know. And we do. And we still bring her to missions, because deep down, the Uberstrike 5 wouldn't be the same without her.